Hello, YouTubers. Joe Kersey here on Thursday, January 4th, 2018 at 19:55 in the evening, Eastern Time. I suppose I would start doing all these time updates in Greenwich Mean Time and all that kind of stuff, but then there'd be that little hassle between, well, Greenwich Mean Time doesn't change, unlike this damn daylight savings time. Well, leaving that digression aside, my collection of Reformation history books grows apace with the arrival today of Diarmaid Maculloch's The Later Reformation in England, 1547 to 1603, and which I had not even heard of until very, very recently. And this was first published by Palgrave in, well, basically the academic imprint of St. Martin's Press in 2001. But it was republished by it says 1990, 2001. So it's been out there for a while, but it's in paperback. It's obviously paperback. I'm anxious to read it. It's a short book, but by the standards of these books. If you read nothing else by Diarmaid Maculloch, read his Life of Thomas Cranmer. It's called Life of Cranmer. Thomas Cranmer. Absolutely, basically the definitive work right now out on Thomas Cranmer's life. It's we're down to about 10 degrees. No, I'm sorry, I lied. We're down to about 6 degrees Fahrenheit. We made it up to just about 11 degrees today. We started, actually, interestingly, we started fairly warm for us here recently. We started at not minus 4. We started at actually +4. Yay! I guess it's going to warm up here on Sunday. I guess it's going to be a little warmer tomorrow on Saturday. Who knows? No, wait a minute. Tomorrow's going to be Friday. Well, no, so it's still going to be a cold-ass fucking day tomorrow, too. Well, here we'll have a little coffee with Kraken rum in it from the Durham Cathedral cup. Made this in my little French pressy thing today. Well, just now, actually. It's nice and warm. It's very good. I'm usually, as you know, or I've mentioned anyway, I'm not a liquor drinker in general, but this time of year, where you can't get out, nobody's coming over to shoot the shit with you, and interact with you. Sometimes you just want to kind of get a little more pleasant than you might otherwise get. Well, this Tony Ballman, Tony BZ from Seattle, left this bottle of stuff when he was over here about 3 weeks ago, I think. And this is 94 proof, and it says Black Spiced Rum, 94 proof. I think it's like blackberry. It's like blackberries, flavored. I don't really taste the blackberries, but it's quite good. Again, like I say, I rarely ever drink liquor. I'm a purist. I don't like to throw it into coffee or put water in it or anything. But this is very nice with really, really strong coffee. And I don't bother to make coffee unless I make it really, really strong. It doesn't cost me $5 fucking either, does it? God bless us all. So that's been about it. I've been watching this British TV series called I just wrote it down here. Benidorm, Benidorm. It's a comedy, and the British do comedies far better than we do in general, and it's just silly and fun. It's like the perfect thing to sit around and just watch for 3 or 4 hours at a stretch in this kind of weather. I'm up to season 3, episode 2. Actually, it's interesting. The first 2 seasons were 22-minute episodes, and season 3 they started making them 44 or 45-minute episodes. I guess they decided but instead of really filling out those longer episodes with new material, what they made that more repetitive. Guess the writers weren't expecting to be renewed for a 3rd season. Cheers. I got the mail. Well, of course, that's where I got this. Thomas said he might come up either tomorrow or Saturday or Sunday. Now, it turns out I'm going to read in church for a doubleheader on Sunday. I had my judge friend, he sort of investigated yesterday afternoon, and I guess the church has had problems with its heating, such that I don't know how, I don't quite know the details, but apparently the newsletter's not coming out, and apparently the schedule's not coming out either, because he had to go down and ferret out a hard copy that he could then scan and send me the hard copy of it, which is very nice of him to do that. So I'm reading it. I'm reading at 8 and 10:30 on Sunday, and then he generally reads on the 4th Sunday, but the guy he usually reads with has decided to stop being a lay reader, and I guess he's resigned from the choir too. So I don't know. Somebody's got a burr under their saddle somewhere. But anyway, so I said to him, if you want me to read with you on Sunday, I will. I'll do like the second lay reader thing, and he said, yeah, fine. So it's great. So it's always fun to read with him. I mean, we make a good team. We really do. And I don't know why Terry Heil never separated us, but he did. So that'll be fun. That's something to look forward to toward the end of the month. And then there was one other thing about. It's church. I was going to say, it always amazes me how the most trivial, to me trivial, obviously not trivial to the people that respond this way, but to me, trivial thing sets people into a daggone uproar about church, quad church, or the liturgy of the church, or how like the altar guild runs and stuff. It's just you get these people. It's like their hair trigger sensitivities, Now, see, I didn't grow up in the Episcopal Church. I'm not one of these cradle Episcopalians. I'm a cradle Episcopalian. No, I mean, I came to the Episcopal Church because of just it has a kind of a historical connection to the Reformation, and it's not one of these cinder block tub thumping things. It's got a certain amount of intellectual content in it, and don't get me wrong. I mean, the best sermons I've ever heard have been in Pentecostal and Southern Baptist churches. Far better than anything I've heard in the U.S. Episcopal Church, or for that matter, any other church. I mean, what you get in those churches and those sermons is heartfelt heartfelt religious experiences of encountering God. But yeah, you rarely ever get that in the U.S. Episcopal Church. And that's too bad. Because a very deep prayerful experience, which I think the Episcopal Church discipline lends itself to, allows you to encounter God very deeply, very immediately, almost scarily so. A few times that's happened to me. Well, Thomas and I are going to go over to Durham in June for 10 or 12 days, and maybe, well, I'm sure I will experience that again, and maybe he will too. He's got his passport, and he wanted to read me the numbers so I could order the tickets, but at 8 o'clock at night, I didn't trust myself to write down this passport number, because this is one of those things you cannot mess up that when you're buying your airline tickets. You've got to have all of the passport numbers of the people traveling accurately. And I said, I really wish you'd bring it up here so I could actually copy it down myself, and then again and again, just to confirm it, so that when I do the tickets, I know that I'm not making some dumbass error. So I think he may be up sometime this weekend. Because Carter's got a cold, so he didn't go to school yesterday, but they were off today, and they're going to be off tomorrow because of the horrible cold temperatures. And they don't want these kids walking to school in 4-degree weather. I mean, come on, really. And he pointed out, he says, I don't ever remember getting like a cold day off. We got snow days off, very, very rarely, but we never got cold days off. Well, we got snow days off, but I don't recall ever getting a cold day off at all. And of course, when you go to university, I mean, you make your way over to class, period. It doesn't matter. Of course, and when you're a physician, that's, you've got to get there, period. So you figure out some way to get there, and yeah, it's interesting how life sort of gets a lot more serious as you get farther along. Yeah, sometimes it gets deadly serious, doesn't it? So I'm going to say bye-bye, YouTubers, and by the grace of God. Oh, well, see, the power flashed on and off here about 3 times here this evening. Of course, that struck terror into my heart, which, well, I went ahead. I finally put the flashlight. Oh no, the flashlight's on the table over here, so that if it goes off, I can find it easily. Go out and start the generator. Pray to God it starts. Although it's on a trickle charge. It's been on a trickle charger all the time, so it probably should start if I go right out there and start it. Okay, well. Survival, life and death, interacting with God, watching YouTube fun and silliness, and drinking the Kraken. Drinking coffee with the Kraken inserted. So, so there we are. I guess it's kind of a full Thursday evening up here on the Island of Peace. So I will say bye-bye from the Island of Peace. Bye-bye, YouTubers.